Hi, algebra students. These are your notes for section 7.3 titled Special Products of Polynomials. So today we're going to look at what happens when you square a binomial inside the parentheses. So a lot of times this particular pattern is referred to as the square of a binomial. Okay, and the easiest thing to remember is, think about what your exponent is telling you. When it says you have an addition problem inside the parentheses and you're squaring that, squaring something means to multiply it by itself. Therefore, you split it into two binomials and you FOIL it. So, for example, x plus 4 squared would be x plus 4 times x plus 4. Okay, notice this special note right here. We do not distribute the exponent, so please don't confuse this with our rule that says if you have a product on the outside and you're raising that to a power, product on the inside raised to a power, you can distribute the exponent. That doesn't work when there's an addition sign in between the two. So you have to expand this out and you have to do the multiplication. Okay, so let's look at in this first example. First of all, you'll notice there's a box inside each of these problems here, so you can choose whichever method you want. I'll demonstrate both for you just to give you a feel for how to use both of those, and then you can decide which you prefer. So I'm going to start with the FOIL method for this one. So remember, first expand it out. X plus 8 squared means x plus 8 times x plus 8. So I do the product of my first terms. X times x is x squared. Product of my outers is 8 times x, or 8x. The product of my inners is also 8x. And the product of my two last terms is 64. Go ahead and combine your like terms in the middle. So you have x squared, 8 and 8 gives me 16x plus 64. And my answer is already in standard form, so I'm finished with this one and ready to move on. Okay, so we're going to continue with the next problem, and this time I'll utilize the box over here for those of you that like the box method. So remember, x minus 3 quantity squared means we're multiplying x minus 3 times x minus 3. So that means I need to write one set of x minus 3 across the top and x minus 3 down the side. So when you multiply again, it's the row times the column. So x times x is x squared. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times x here is negative 3x again. And negative 3 times negative 3 gives me a positive 9. So grab a different color here just to remind you that when we combine our like terms, those are on the diagonal. So for this one, my final answer is x squared. And then negative 3x plus negative 3x is negative 6x plus 9. Final answer already in standard form. All right, so let's keep going. In this next set, we have 3x minus 4 squared. So again, I'll do this one using the FOIL method. So 3x minus 4 times 3x minus 4. So when we multiply our first terms, don't forget you have to multiply the coefficients and you have to multiply the variables. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. The product of our outers, 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. Product of our inners is also negative 12x. Oops. Hold on 1 second. There we go. And then the product of our last is negative times negative is a positive, so positive 16. Combining our like terms right here in the middle. Final answer, 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. All right, let's take a look at one more. This time, again, I'll just for a little variety, I'll utilize our box method. So remember, we're multiplying x plus 7y 2 times. So x plus 7y goes here as well. X times X is X squared. When you do X times 7Y, it's 7XY. When you have more than one variable, you always put them in the order they come in the alphabet. 7Y times 7Y is 49Y squared. And then, let's see. Oh, sorry, I just put that in the wrong spot. Let me fix that. The 49Y squared goes in this box here, because here's where I'm doing 7Y times 7Y. This box, I'm doing X times 7Y, which again is 7XY. Always put your variables in the same order. Okay, so again, here's my like terms on the diagonal. I'm going to catch those. My final answer is X squared. And then 7XY plus 7XY is 14XY plus 49Y squared. Okay, so I don't know what happened to my type on these last two problems, but I'm missing them, so I just wrote them in for you here and here. I would encourage you to pause the video right now and try this next one on your own, and then I'm going to solve it for you, and you can come back and check it. Okay, so when you're ready, restart the video and check your work. So, sorry about that. We have X minus Y times X minus Y. I'm going to FOIL it because that's the method I prefer. So X squared, this outers, X times negative Y is negative XY. My inners is also negative XY. And then on my two last, negative times negative is a positive Y squared. So when I combine my like terms in the middle here, negative XY plus negative XY is negative 2XY, and then I have the minus Y squared on the end. Okay, so hopefully you did well with that one. I'm going to go ahead and let you do the last one completely on your own, and we'll check that one in class tomorrow. And also, I want you to look at these questions I have down here. I want you to look at all of the answers collectively for these 6 problems, and I want you to think about these questions I'm asking you. What do you notice about these things? And I want you to write something in, come up with some conjectures, and we'll talk about those in class tomorrow. All right, have a great night.